Transform your home with Olive and Cream DIY's cozy vintage spring decor on a budget. Hey friends, I'm Emma, and welcome back to the Decor channel, your cozy escape into the world of home design, vintage vibes, and simple DIYs that make every corner of your home feel like you. Here at Decor, I love to create spaces that aren't just beautiful, but lived in, warm, and layered with love. Whether you're sprucing up a little nook or dreaming up a full room makeover, I believe decorating doesn't need to be expensive or overwhelming. It just needs to be intentional. Today, I'm so excited to walk you through one of my favorite color combinations of the season, olive and cream. We'll explore how to transform your home using this soft, grounded palette with cozy vintage spring decor. All on a budget, and yes, all DIY. So take a breath, get comfy, and let's go create something beautiful together. When I started decorating for spring this year, I felt this natural pull toward earthier tones. I wanted something calming, something that whispered fresh start, without shouting look at me. That's where olive and cream came in. Olive brings in this peaceful, grounded energy. It's earthy, nostalgic, and surprisingly versatile. Cream, on the other hand, adds that touch of softness and light that makes any space feel open and welcoming. Together, they create a vintage-inspired harmony that's perfect for spring. And the best part? You don't need to buy fancy decor to get the look. Most of the projects I'll share today can be done with things you probably already have, or can find affordably at thrift shops or dollar stores. Let's begin in the heart of the home, the kitchen. One of my favorite DIYs this season was painting a set of old mason jars in creamy chalk paint, distressing the edges just a bit, and tying twine around the necks with dried olive branches tucked in. They now sit on my windowsill, catching that gentle morning light. I also refresh my open shelves by wrapping a few old cookbooks in olive-tone paper and displaying them upright, with a cream ceramic pitcher beside them. These little touches don't scream spring, but they hum with a kind of quiet seasonal joy that feels just right. It's these small shifts that bring warmth and renewal into your space, without spending more than a few dollars. Moving into the living room, this is where you can really layer textures and make olive and cream shine. I repurposed an old cream cable knit sweater into 2 cozy pillow covers, paired with a linen olive throw I found on clearance last year. On the coffee table, I styled a reclaimed wood tray with a few vintage books, an olive-tinted glass vase, and a taper candle in a chipped ceramic holder I thrifted for $1. The entire space feels so much softer now, like a cozy cottage waking up from winter. What I love about this color combo is how neutral it is without being boring. It adds mood, comfort, and history, like your room is telling you a story every time you sit down. For the bedroom, I wanted something truly restful. I started with a cream quilt I already had, then added olive pillow shams made from some fabric remnants I picked up at a local market. Over my headboard, I created a DIY spring wreath using faux olive leaves from the dollar store and a few white blossoms I had left over from another project. The result is this simple, elegant statement that draws the eye without overpowering the room. I also placed a small ceramic bowl on my nightstand, filled with tiny vintage buttons in cream and sage tones. It's amazing how even the tiniest DIY, like arranging something unexpected in a bowl, can bring so much charm into a space. Let's talk walls, because one of the easiest and cheapest ways to bring olive and cream into your spring decor is through art. I printed a few free vintage botanical illustrations online, tinted them slightly olive in Canva, and popped them into second-hand wooden frames I painted cream. Hanging them as a gallery over a hallway bench transformed that forgotten wall into one of my favorite spots in the house. You can also grab old mirrors from thrift shops and give them an aged cream finish with some paint and a dry brush technique. It's simple, relaxing, and adds that romantic, vintage layer that ties everything together. The entryway is where first impressions are made, and spring is the perfect excuse to freshen it up. I painted an old wooden stool olive and placed it next to the door with a thrifted cream enamel pitcher filled with eucalyptus. On the wall above, I hung a handmade welcome spring sign I made from scrap wood, hand-lettered with paint, and lightly distressed for that authentic vintage look. A small woven basket beneath the stool catches shoes and adds texture. This tiny transformation cost less than $10 and completely changed the vibe of the space. It now feels like a breath of fresh air every time I come home. Now, no seasonal decor is complete without a little table styling, right? I layered my dining table with a cream gauze runner I found in a clearance bin, then used a mix of olive and cream-painted candlesticks as the centerpiece. I added some taper candles, vintage flatware, and mismatched plates in soft floral patterns. The entire tablescape looks curated, but not overly designed, lived in but special. I even tied little olive branches with twine around rolled napkins for that final handmade touch. This is what I love most about DIY decor. It invites imperfection. It reminds us that beauty isn't always bought, it's created. One of my favorite final touches this year was putting together a simple olive and cream-inspired vignette in my reading nook. I used a wooden crate turned on its side as a shelf, layered a soft olive throw over the arm of my chair, and stacked a few cream books and a tiny plant in a teacup on top. I lit a linen-scented candle, tucked a dried flower under the saucer, and sat down with a cup of tea. That moment, cozy, quiet, and beautiful, is what all this decorating is really about. Not the aesthetic for social media, but the feeling it gives you. A home that's been gently, intentionally transformed just for you. As we wrap up our cozy adventure into olive and cream DIYs, I hope you're feeling inspired, not just to decorate, but to slow down and enjoy the process. These color tones aren't just stylish, they carry this lovely grounding energy that helps your home breathe. They whisper stories of springtime simplicity, of thrifted treasures and handmade joy, of crafting spaces that hold more than just furniture. They hold moments. You don't need to spend much. Just use what you have, add a few thoughtful touches, and you'll be amazed at how your space begins to glow in the soft, vintage light of the season. Thank you so much for joining me here on Decor. I love sharing these creative journeys with you. And I hope this calm little corner brought a sense of comfort and inspiration to your day. If you loved this cozy vintage spring theme, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your favorite part. I'd love to hear how you're bringing olive and cream into your home this season. Until next time, stay cozy, stay creative, and remember, your home should always feel like a warm hug.